Breaking news and welcome to this just in's WWE 2k24 Universe Mode. We are delivering here tonight Deliver Sunday as part of the NXT Stand and Deliver weekend event for Universe Mode. And this match right here, a combination of a series of different rivalries throughout Universe Mode here on display. We see the entrance of the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, a man who has been in NXT throughout the duration of this year, on and off, having sustained an injury earlier this year, but also last year at this event at Stand and Deliver walked into this match, or walked into this event as the defending North American champion. As mentioned yesterday, if you hadn't seen NXT Stand Saturday, we saw in the co-main event Cody Rhodes losing his North American Championship match to Josh Alexander as a passing of the torch moment. But going back to last year, we witnessed at NXT Battleground Bryan Danielson successfully defending that championship. He was a long-time champion here in Universe Mode, and tonight finding himself challenging for the United Kingdom Championship, one that he has never held before.
All right, I love this guy.
But to do so, he's going to have to win a fatal four-way match against some really top contenders here in NXT. First of which now we see coming out to the ring next is the Bastard Pac. Another man who has been achieving great success here in Universe Mode. And not to mention, this match being for the United Kingdom Championship, we saw Pac lose his championship last month when he was challenging Claudio Castagnoli. They're challenged by Claudio Castagnoli, rather, at No Mercy. Pac obtaining the United Kingdom Championship from Finn Balor back at the NXT Roadblock Rumble, and holding the United Kingdom Championship from the Royal Rumble up until No Mercy, where he lost his championship in that match against Claudio, as mentioned. Pac's such a successful competitor in Universe Mode, as we'll get into throughout the duration of this match. Holding that United Kingdom Championship for 28 days after defeating Finn Balor, the man who held down that championship for the majority of this year for 258 days. Next, coming out to the ring, challenging for the United Kingdom Championship here tonight is William Regal, Sir William Regal, coming down to the ring. A Blackpool Combat Club factioned match here. All four competitors having represented the same faction as a part of Universe Mode, previously teaming up on a few occasions in different variations throughout this match. Pac most recently a champion as part of the WWE brand, where he was a tag team champion along with the current reigning World Heavyweight Champion on that brand, that being Samoa Joe. And Pac in his own right, a former two-time, at the time it was the SmackDown World Championship, but now currently that lineage would be the AEW World Championship, a two-time champion there, holding it for a combined 65 days. But now we see Claudio coming out to the ring, the current United Kingdom Championship holder, with that successful victory last month over Pac in a tremendous match back at No Mercy. And Claudio obtaining his first singles championship in Universe Mode as a part of that match. Pac's got to be looking for revenge here tonight, you got to think. But Claudio, a former tag team champion, alongside not only Sheamus, but also Cassius Ohno here in Universe Mode.
looking to cement himself as one of the best of this era.
Finally breaking out into the singles ranks with the United Kingdom Championship around his waist here tonight. That's what we see it's all about right there, the United Kingdom Championship. For my money, the best looking championship here in not only NXT, but the entirety of the WWE. A terrific looking championship and certainly a prize worth fighting for a lot of these competitors here tonight. You got to think that William Regal would have a chip on his shoulder looking to obtain that championship amongst, trying to prove a point amongst all these competitors here tonight who greatly learned underneath his tutelage for a great majority of their career. So to come out as the elder statesman and win this match would mean so much for him. But Claudio able to escape out of that suplex maneuver and land a huge big boot, a massive big boot to Pac. And now Pac being DDT'd into the ground. Now we see William Regal squaring off with Danielson, dropping Danielson across the shoulder, across the knee of William Regal. Now we see Claudio Castagnoli and Bryan Danielson, former tag team partners, mixing it up now in the middle of the ring. Pump handle slam attempt here from Claudio, and he launches him across the ring, follows it up with a European uppercut. Very appropriate for a championship defense like this. And now we see on the outside of the ring the Bastard Pac introducing the ladder. But in the meantime, Bryan Danielson on the inside, nailing that Regal plex. And Regal and Danielson perhaps reaching an understanding where now Regal is going to the outside. And Danielson landing a tope suicida, diving to the outside on top of Castagnoli. Whereas William Regal was locking in an armbar on Pac on the outside, but now being hit with a suplex down onto the mats on the outside. But Regal back up to his feet here. Claudio dropping Danielson on top of that barricade. Now on the inside, Regal and Pac mixing it up. Perhaps, like I said, knee strikes to the face. Perhaps Regal and Danielson coming to an understanding. Danielson now introducing a chair and catches Claudio in the back as he was looking to come in with that bicycle kick. Chair shot to the face now of Regal sends him to the outside, and now it's Pac and Claudio who are going to look to double team Danielson, to my surprise, considering, oh no, and now these two turning on each other very quickly, considering that these two are the two most recent people to have fought over this championship. Drops the shoulder down into the canvas. I think Pac just narrowly avoiding the ladder on his way down. Danielson with a pinfall attempt.
I didn't think this match was close to over.
Regal here raking across the face of the champion, and an elbow strike to the top of the head, to the crown of the head of Claudio. Claudio, it's got to mean so much to him to defend that championship here tonight. He's got to want to come out on the successful end of it, still being the champion. Now Regal warming up for Claudio, drops him with a back body drop across the ladder, the lower spine of Claudio landing on that ladder, and a near fall. The champion almost eliminated, guaranteeing us a new champion here tonight, but Claudio getting the shoulder up just in time there, but landing brutally. Now we see armbar takedown here on the inside of the ring, whereas Danielson getting the advantage on the outside. And some of the weapons that we see now are being introduced, a table, a ladder out there. And on the inside of the ring, we see a steel chair and a trash can. Of course, this being a fatal four-way match, there is no disqualification. And it is elimination rules, as is typical for Universe Mode style. And now Claudio with a huge power slam to William Regal, dropping him spine first across the trash can and following it up with an exploder suplex. Pinfall attempt here, bridging over to, and a near fall for Claudio, but Regal able to get the shoulder up. I think the only thing separating Claudio from a successful elimination there was the fact that he didn't apply the pressure onto the shoulders. Now we see Claudio muscling up Regal, power slamming him across the ring and charging into the corner. Back and forth again. doing so to Regal.
Reversals, and more reversals.
Military press here from Castagnoli, and we see Pac with a backflip dropkick, but gets caught with the alpha male water slide by Claudio Castagnoli. Pac now back up to his feet here. Snap suplex to Danielson. Danielson now with Pac rather, with a standing moonsault and a knee trembler on the outside from William Regal. Takes out Castagnoli. You could see him prone, absolutely incapacitated by that maneuver. Pinfall attempt now on the inside by Pac. Near fall on Danielson. And Danielson now with a roll up to Pac. Pinfall attempt, one and only a 1 count before Pac can get the shoulder up. Although catching him by surprise, and now Danielson taking down Pac into the label lock. Looking to get the attempted submission here on Pac, but it's going to take a lot to tap out a former multi-time world champion here in Universe Mode. Big boot on the outside from Castagnoli to William Regal. You see working over the legs on the inside is Bryan Danielson. Pinfall attempt here. 2, and a near fall again as Pac just narrowly getting the shoulder up there in time. Castagnoli perhaps looking to return back to the inside of the ring and interject himself in the offensive advantage that Danielson has secured over Pac. Rebounding him off of the ropes and catches Castagnoli with that back elbow when he comes running in. Roundhouse kick now to William Regal as Pac now getting back up to his feet here. Fireman's carry position from Pac, and he drops him down. Looks to lock in the brutalizer on Danielson right in the middle of the ring. And Danielson quick to break the hold, but a German suplex from Castagnoli to William Regal sends him across the ring, and a rough landing on top of the upturned table. Meanwhile, Claudio landing a massive big boot to Pac that sends him to the outside. That one strike enough to send him out, and now following it up with a bridging exploder suplex, stop sign shot from William Regal. Much to the surprise of Castagnoli, follows it up with a suplex that lands him on the upturned table. That table really turning out to be quite the weapon of destruction here for these two men. And now it's Danielson who lands the grounded kicks now to the chest of William Regal, his mentor. Danielson, also a former 2-time world champion here in Universe Mode, that being what would currently be the WWE World Heavyweight Championship held by Samoa Joe, as mentioned earlier, the former tag team partner of Pac. And Samoa Joe actually, as a matter of fact, being the second man to hold that championship, and yet again. But Danielson, a 2-time former champion, he was the one to dethrone Samoa Joe back in the early days of Universe Mode. Pinfall attempts here now from two competitors, both on opposite sides of the ring. Bicycle kick, and now we see the elimination of William Regal being eliminated, unfortunately not being able to successfully keep up with his proteges. Stop sign now being sent directly into Castagnoli. And you know William Regal came into this match with a lot to prove. It is absolutely devastating to see his elimination, but Bryan Danielson now being taken down, and we have to follow on now with Bryan Danielson being taken shoulder first into that stop sign. Pac looking for the drop kick attempt, but it was countered by Danielson. Now a series of reversals here. Claudio breaks it up, however, and now looks for the alpha male water slide yet again on Danielson. Turns Pac around, back suplex, and drops him across the knee. As now we see NXT General Manager William Regal returning backstage with an incredible performance, being applauded by this crowd here tonight for his bravery, his courage in this matchup. It would have been such a great story to see him come away with the United Kingdom Championship. However, the three men in the match currently, top competitors here throughout Universe Mode, throughout the years. Running European uppercut to Danielson in the corner and followed it up with a springboard dropkick from Pac from these two. And then these two continuing to fight endlessly, doomed to fight in this battle. Massive big boot from Castagnoli follows it up with a huge display of power as he deadlifts up Pac for that running power slam, but Pac answering back with a leg lariat of his own. Pinfall attempt at a kick out. And Danielson, as mentioned earlier, a former World Heavyweight Champion here in Universe Mode, having held that championship for a accumulated 210 days across 2 reigns. Sleeper suplex there from Castagnoli. Turns around into Danielson, now getting the advantage with that label lock attempt. Looking for the submission victory here on the champion Castagnoli, but Castagnoli able to break the grip, striking out of that maneuver. And now Pac following it up with a stop sign shot to a grounded Danielson. Now Danielson hoisting up. Castagnoli follows it up with a gotch-style pile driver. Meanwhile, inside the ring, military press down onto the stop sign from Pac. Follows it up with a standing moonsault and a pinfall attempt here now on the inside of the ring too. And no, it's going to take more than that to keep a man like Bryan Danielson down for the count here. Now Castagnoli back to the inside, catches Pac off guard, drops him down with a neutralizer. Pinfall attempt here as Danielson looked to come running in with the Busaiku knee, but barely missing. Now an electric chair position here from Castagnoli, the power to hoist Danielson up. Looking for the waistlock advantage, but Pac able to interject himself. Back elbow now from Danielson. Follows it up with a back suplex, and Pac now getting involved. Series of strikes. He looked to launch that trash can from across the ring. Attempted stop sign shot there from Danielson to Castagnoli. And yet again, that table, and smashing the trash can, throwing it down in the face of Castagnoli. Now Claudio rebounded off of the ropes here. Danielson comes back running in with a back elbow. Castagnoli rolling to the outside as Pac introducing many more weapons into this matchup in the meantime. Meanwhile, now Pac being sent out to the apron as Castagnoli drops down to the ringside area. Danielson following him out with a back suplex. Yet Castagnoli now on the outside, going to look to follow it up on Danielson with a fireman's carry. No, it's reversed by Danielson into that inverted DDT, but Pac following it up with a drop kick. Pac gains the advantage on that exchange, but now Danielson fires back with a series of kicks to the chest and a roundhouse now. But Castagnoli gets the advantage on Danielson here with a butterfly backbreaker. Following it up with a series of grounded strikes from Castagnoli. Surprising show of aggression. I mean, I guess not from the Blackpool Combat Club when we're considering it, but considering Castagnoli and Danielson's alliance across the years. Now a running Busaiku knee from Danielson on the outside to a downed Castagnoli, and Castagnoli back up to his feet with everything he had. Danielson saw that Castagnoli was looking to involve the steel steps in this matchup, and still is as he hits Danielson on the outside with the steps across the face and throws those steps down into a man who was once his friend, once his former partner, and perhaps still is, but just an absolute display of unbridled aggression against Danielson. Follows it up with a rolling hills into the steel steps on the outside, and Danielson firing back with whatever amount of energy he has left, perhaps realizing that Claudio's assault is endless and realizing that he needed to separate some distance from himself and Claudio there. But now Claudio comes running in with a lariat on the outside to Danielson. Claudio is a weapon right now, walking around the ringside area. Now Pac looks to get involved. Pac again receiving a lariat as well. Chair shot though from Danielson, and that will be enough to slow down Castagnoli, at least for the time being. Now Pac bringing the match back to the inside, where that is the only place where you can secure the pinfalls here. And Claudio reversing that, sending Pac now rather to the inside, making a trade. Danielson now wrapping up the legs and going for a potential submission attempt here on Pac right in the middle of the ring. Having worked over those legs, it's going to prevent Pac from doing as many of his springboard maneuvers as he's used to doing. Kick out though from Pac at 2. So much still to show from all of these competitors here tonight. They are absolutely fighting with everything they have for that United Kingdom Championship. What an incredible opening contest here to our Sunday event as a part of this 2-day weekend extravaganza. Of course, if you haven't seen it, go check out part 1. There was a 3-parter in which we saw some terrific matches and championship changes. And now Claudio with a powerbomb to the outside on Pac, sends him through the table that was once set up earlier on that I think a lot of us forgot about. But now Pac back up to his feet here already. Neutralizer on the inside from Claudio. Pinfall attempt here to settle this and eliminate one more from this match. But no, Danielson with the shoulder up. Bicycle kick now from Claudio as he saw that Pac was back into the ring. Now a shot with the stop sign. Danielson, however, counters out of it, again locking in the label lock. And what's Claudio going to do here? What's he going to do? He's trapped in the submission, and he chooses to tap out. Claudio eliminated. That is the current United Kingdom champion eliminated from this match, and that means that whoever wins this match from here on out is going to be the new United Kingdom champion. Powerbomb attempt, but it's a series of strikes now from Pac. And now Pac gets him up, fireman's carry position, drops Danielson down, and looks to lock in the brutalizer here. Dead center of the ring. But no, Danielson is able to escape somehow. Or Pac perhaps just not having the strength to administer the hold. Now following it up, dragon suplex. Or a tiger suplex, I should say. Hooking the arms behind the back for the tiger suplex. And now Pac with the distinct advantage in this matchup. Claudio now being sent back to the backstage area. Claudio after... Oh, here we see Pac going to the top rope, diving down with a Hurricane Rana. That sends Danielson for a ride. Pac having held the United Kingdom Claudio. Oh, an imploding 450 now from Pac. Pinfall attempt here to go with it, and almost a near fall. Very nearly evading is Danielson. Trash can shot though from Pac. And now Pac going to utilize the table here. Looking for a shot from the table, but Danielson able to escape out of it. Claudio holding that championship for 28 days, exactly the amount of time that Pac held the championship during his first reign. That meaning if he can win here tonight, he can eclipse Claudio's accomplishments. And now we see a Pac with a clothesline to the outside, busted open is the bastard. And now we see diving to the outside with a tremendous tope suicida yet again from Pac, able to maintain the advantage not only inside the ring but on the outside as well. Drop salt there from Pac.
Just an overwhelming amount of offense on him. Yeah, the defects in this game are leaving him vulnerable.
Now positioning Danielson seated up and following that up with a running axe handle. One of these two men is going to walk away here tonight, the new United Kingdom champion. Now military press here from Pac. Drops him down. Standing moonsault to follow it up yet again.
Did that just happen? He's about to become
Now
the
positioning the
champion.
chair in the turnbuckle pad. Bryan Danielson getting back up to a verticality in the corner at least. Pac, however, countering out of it. Springboard drop kick.
He's just flaunting his skills now. Stringing together some big moves here.
And now Pac hoists him up. Sit out powerbomb. Endless barrage of offense here from Pac. Now Pac from the top rope follows it up with a red arrow. Pinfall here from Pac. 1, 2, and 3. Pac successfully defeats Bryan Danielson and successfully obtains the United Kingdom Championship for a second time now, cementing himself as one of the greatest champions here in Universe Mode. Another two-time champion of another caliber. Tremendous showcase from all of the Blackpool Combat Club members in the opening match. Now we move on to the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match that we see here tonight. Trying to remember if there was a stipulation for this match, but I think it's just a straight up tag team match. First we see coming out to the ring the tag team of the Meta 4. Combination of Jakara Jackson, now known as Mara Sade, and Lash Legend. Potential challengers they have been in the past for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. A championship that was only recently introduced, but yesterday night, if you were watching part of the main event, part 3, in which we saw the championship match where Jamie Hayter dethroned Jade Cargill to become the new NXT Women's World Champion, you would have heard the backstory of those championships. The first champions being Jade Cargill and Kiera Hogan. The following tag team champions after a 216-day reign were Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, who would hold those championships nearly as long at 196 days before they would lose those tag team championships to the tag team that we're about to see making their entrance right now. A tag team of great success. We see Statingale, Kris Statlander, and Willow Nightingale, a tag team that has been so formidable here in Universe Mode. Successful champions ever since they obtained those belts, with victories at first off at NXT Heatwave, where they were able to defeat the Killer and the Pillar, Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. These two all smiles here tonight, bring a successful attitude to every championship defense, and that is what has brought them so many successful victories over the past few months. Not to mention last month at No Mercy, both of them having singles matches. But here we see the tag team championships on display. This is what they are all fighting for here in this matchup. Statingale with victories over the Unholy Union back at NXT Halloween Havoc. Also victory at New Year's Evil over Katana Chance and, at the time, Kaden Carter, a woman who went very far in the NXT Royal Rumble match. Now we see Willow Nightingale celebrated. Kris Statlander, a lot to celebrate because they are the current champions, and they both walked away successful last month in their singles matches. Kris Statlander defeating Shayna Baszler and Willow Nightingale defeating Jada Parker in two matches that were, you got to think, were kind of like trying to elevate Kris Statlander and Willow Nightingale within the singles division, as well as we saw them come out of the NXT Rumble to great success. Another woman who had great success in the Rumble but narrowly eliminated towards the end was Lash Legend. Lash Legend entering the Rumble at 15. And will go on to remain in that match nearly until the end. As mentioned, huge power slam there from Willow. The strength of Willow now on display. Willow, a woman who entered the Rumble at number 3. And then Kris Statlander to enter the Rumble at 14. Now Willow bringing Lash Legend into the neutral corner where she can make the tag in to Kris Statlander. Positions Lash Legend on the ropes for a double axe handle from Kris Statlander across the back of Lash Legend. Jakara Jackson entering the Rumble at number 6 herself. All 4 of these women with tremendous potential here in NXT. Now Kris Statlander following the head scissors up. Tremendous offense we're seeing here from the champions in this match. Calling her back up to her feet and looks for that attempted grounded senton, but it was countered there by Lash Legend. Knee strike to the midsection there from Statlander and a power slam, snap power slam to Legend. Looks for the running off the ropes, attempted frog splash, but caught by the knees, and now Lash Legend looks for a drop kick, which is also countered. Snap suplex though from Legend, and now for the first time we see the Metaphor gaining the advantage in this matchup. Huge power slam. A bit surprising not to see Noam Dar or Aura Mensa accompanying the rest of the Metaphor here tonight for this championship match. Perhaps feeling that they can go at it alone without the support of them, without the distractions that could be caused at ringside. We've seen over the past few months Lash Legend having her own issues with Noam Dar. Now power slam attempt, huge power slam, showing the strength of Lash Legend to Kris Statlander. And now for the first time in this match, we're going to see the introduction of Jakara Jackson to championship potential. Turns over Kris Statlander for a series of strikes. Grounded fist to the face and a stomp to the midsection for good measure. Repeatedly here. Statlander answers back though with a Pele kick. Now spinning sit out sidewalk slam there from Jakara Jackson, who looks to make the tag into Lash Legend, but simultaneously Kris Statlander diving for the tag to Willow, who gets taken down immediately with that tremendous shoulder tackle. But now it's Statlander who nails a code breaker. Willow follows it up with an axe handle before Statlander escaped out of the ring to retreat to the corner, able to get the advantage back for her team after that. And now a power slam from Willow follows it up with yet another axe handle to a grounded Lash Legend. Willow now getting her back up to her feet here, packaging her up, looking for a Canadian neckbreaker, but no, turning it out into a facebuster. Tremendous move from Willow Nightingale there. Again, both members of the current reigning defending NXT Women's Tag Team Champions showing tremendous power by all of these moves that they're hitting on Lash Legend. Now a huge back body drop follows it up from Lash in her own right. Great strength. There she just hoisted Willow Nightingale up into the air just by her hair. And now we see Jakara Jackson with the advantage on Willow. Series of strikes to the midsection in the corner. And before she could get the advantage to a seated Willow Nightingale, Willow with a boot to the face. Now going to hit that same maneuver, that cliffhanger DDT that she hit on Lash Legend just a moment ago. Utilizing that yet again, and perhaps adding that to her arsenal here tonight of maneuvers to great success.
What are they going to do here?
Now Willow, after following a huge chop, is going to bring Jakara out of the corner and drop her across the knee with that backbreaker. And yet another pendulum backbreaker from Willow. Team Statingale having held those tag team championships for 210 days. And if they can succeed here tonight, assuming that they do not lose it on this upcoming Wednesday's show, and that they can hold it for yet another week, will be considered the longest reigning NXT tag team champions in history. So we will see their big implications for how this match turns out. Chokeslam now from Willow. Now Willow bringing Jakara Jackson back into the corner, tag team in to Kris Statlander, and a stomp to the midsection. Follows it up with a Pele kick. Gut wrench sit out powerbomb there from Statlander. Such innovative offense that we've seen in this match from both Willow and Stat. Now Statlander turning her over to go for a running senton coming off of the ropes. Pinfall attempt here, but no, it's Lash Legend who breaks up the pinfall there for her teammate. Perhaps worried that her teammate was not going to successfully kick out there after that maneuver like that. And to answer back, Statlander knocking Lash Legend off of the apron, and now Legend getting back up on the apron to attempt to fight. But now Statlander nailing her with a back suplex across the hardest part of the ring, across the apron. Comes running in with a bicycle kick now to the side of the head of Jakara Jackson. I'm gonna follow it up. Suplex, no, Falcon Arrow, or Gourd Buster rather. Drops her down into a face buster all the way from the suplex position. Jackson now fighting back with a series of elbows here. Strikes now.
I am stunned by what we've seen from these women so far. These competitors are redefining digging deep and giving your all.
Now suspending her up in the air for a stalling delayed suplex, letting all the blood rush to the head, and just displaying Statlander's strength here. Tremendous maneuver to disorient Jakara Jackson. Now going to follow it up, calling her up to her feet to follow it up with a senton across the back, as Jakara Jackson was crawling for that hot tag to Lash Legend, but before she could do so, Statlander nailing that senton and looking for the pinfall attempt, but unsuccessful in doing so, sending Jackson now off of the ropes. Wheelbarrow, German suplex with the whiplash on that, and follows it up with a cartwheel that lands the boots across the back and the back of the head of Jakara Jackson. That was more devastating maneuver than perhaps what preceded it. Now Statlander and Willow working together, sending Jakara off of the ropes for a double back body drop, and now Willow the strength to power slam her down. Pinfall now here. 1, 2, and no, another near fall. Challengers are still in this for the time being. Lash Legend looking on worried from the outside, however. Now here we see the chop from Willow. Drop kick though from Jakara, who fought out of the corner, but receives an elbow for her efforts. Now Willow looking to take the action into the corner there. Follows it up though as she looked to escape. Grounded headlock. From a series of different angles, Willow's working it, but now going to look for the gut wrench suplex in the long run. Turns Lash Legend around on the apron, and now a series of strikes to the lower midsection to an unsuspecting Lash Legend. Follows it up with a backbreaker lung blower. Irish Whip sends Jackson into Willow's corner to make the tag in to Statlander, who comes in with a axe handle across the arm, and now we'll see what Statlander has in mind. But no, Jakara Jackson with a reversal and landing that clothesline. Knee strike to the midsection here. Stomp to the midsection again. And follows it up with an axe kick.
What energy in the arena tonight.
Series of strikes from Jackson. Able to evade out of it. Now looking for a snapmare perhaps, or a cutter of sorts. But instead, Statlander able to answer back with a huge crunchy 2 and a near fall for Statlander. Off of that maneuver, looking for the pinfall attempt there, and thinking that she had put it away.
Time to find another moment to pull out that one more time.
Now makes the tag to Willow on the outside. Willow fired up, gonna look to rebound off of the ropes and dive to the outside, but before she can, Jakara Jackson returns to the inside. Caught up in all the confusion, Willow accidentally diving to the outside. Now fired up on the back, running back to the inside to try and maintain the momentum. But in the meantime, Jakara Jackson landed that DDT onto the apron on Statlander. Here we see Willow now, though, with a gut-wrench suplex. Second gut-wrench suplex. Willow very quick to recover off of that missed suicide dive attempt. Surprisingly, looked to come in with that running body block. Instead, landing that running neck breaker now. And you can see the fatigue from Willow. Gonna look to make the tag in here, perhaps to Statlander. But no, instead, Lash Legend receives the tag from Jakara Jackson and takes down Willow immediately with a running shoulder tackle. Legend now diving from the top rope, but Willow catches her with a backbreaker. Pendulum backbreaker across the knee. Very lucky break for Willow, who really couldn't catch a break there for a second between the offense of both of them from the Metaphor. Comes running in. Willow caught with that spinning sit-out sidewalk slam. Kick to the face as Willow was looking to get up. Metaphor really earning their chance here tonight. Huge whiplash off of that as Lash Legend sent Willow spinning in midair, landing hard on that turnbuckle pad. The bottom turnbuckle is where Willow wound up off of that vortex that Lash Legend had thrown her for, sending Willow off of the ropes, and both of them landing that double back body drop. Now it's Jakara Jackson with the advantage for the Metaphor on the champions. Willow, however, countering out of it, countering the momentum, and answering back with a series of elbows, but Jakara Jackson quickly kicking back up to her feet. More strikes. Send it, mat return to Willow Nightingale, sends her back down to the canvas. Get more series of strikes. Now this time biting the hand behind the back of the referee. The referee didn't even see it, but Jakara Jackson absolutely taking shortcuts here tonight. Now these grounded series of closed fists. Again, the referee behind his back, not seeing the offensive advantage that Jakara Jackson is utilizing to her aid, the underhanded tactics. Now once again, Willow going to make the tag in for a axe handle. Kris Statlander going to look to follow it up, but no, Jakara Jackson gets the advantage until Statlander can nail a series of elbows to the midsection, turns Jakara Jackson around, and follows it up with an inverted power slam. And a Fisherman Buster, capturing the leg and going for the pinfall attempt now after to follow it up, and a near fall, a near two count. As Lash Legend looking on concerned on the outside for the well-being of Jakara Jackson. Now Statlander tagging in to Willow yet again, as Willow comes running into the corner, her chop across the chest, and now coming out of the corner, spinning her out, and following it up with a sit-out facebuster. Great offense from Willow Nightingale there. Hoist Jakara Jackson across into the corner and is fired up. She's calling out Lash Legend pretty much by sending Jakara Jackson flying like that. And now sending Jakara Jackson literally into the corner and just taunting Lash Legend right now. Running clothesline, follows it up with a back elbow. And now Willow. Series of strikes again to the midsection, and once more going to look for the backstabber. Irish whip into the corner, countered by Jakara Jackson, but she's in enemy territory right now. She is very nearby. Kris Statlander, who could be receiving a tag any minute here. Huge pounce there from Willow. I wasn't sure what she was going for at first, but she sent Jakara Jackson for a ride with that pounce. Now going to look to make the tag in to Kris Statlander here. Power slam from behind, drops her across the knee. Yeah, another power slam here from Statlander. This time drops her in the middle of the ring. And a cartwheel to follow it up. Statlander showboating for the fans here tonight. Perhaps feeling that the champions still maintained the great advantage in this match. And to her credit, Statlander not really taking a whole brunt of the damage in this match, to be fair. Powerbomb on the outside, countered by Jakara Jackson. Looks to come running in, but now the action returning back to the inside, dictated by Statlander. Statlander with an Irish whip now sends Jakara Jackson all the way to the outside across the ring. And yet again, just showing off here, perhaps getting a little distracted with her showboating.
She's set back in under the ropes.
Not to mention expending the energy to do a few cartwheels this late in this match. Now follows it up with a grounded senton, but Jackson back up to her feet, perhaps biding her time with both the occasions where she had retreated to the outside, perhaps looking to catch her breath. Now follows it up with a huge power slam there on Statlander. We've seen so many power slams throughout the course of this match, that being the first one. First display, a huge display, I would say, of power from Jakara Jackson. Now taking Kris Statlander out of the corner with that alley-oop bomb and a kick to the back, the lower spine being targeted. Pinfall attempt there and a kick out yet again. Springboard into a leg drop. Great, more innovative offense here tonight that we're seeing in this matchup. Tremendous credibility of all of these women to be this deep into the championship match here at Stand and Deliver and still be able to pull things out of the tank. Double back body drop yet again from the Metaphor maneuver we've seen a couple of times now. Now Lash comes running in. Backbreak to Kris Statlander. And a strike to the face. Series of strikes, but Willow looks to get involved, diving off of the apron onto Lash Legend and sends Lash back to the inside. Perhaps feeling the unfair advantage there from Lash. Attacking after on the outside. Now Jakara Jackson being hot-shotted across the top rope. Willow knocks Lash Legend off of the apron. And a huge blue thunder bomb on the outside there from Statlander. Meanwhile, on the inside, Willow Nightingale with a suplex to Lash off of the apron. Crunchy on the outside to Jakara Jackson, however, from Statlander. Statlander going to send Jakara Jackson back to the inside. Irish whip sends Jakara Jackson into the corner. And now what is she going to do to Lash Legend? She's going to hit yet another crunchy. Oh, and perhaps was looking for the tag there. Yes, now finally making the tag into Willow Nightingale. who looks to come in. A house of fire, rebounding Jakara Jackson off of the ropes for that huge pounce now.
Now that is why they're the champ.
Willow knocks Lash Legend off of the ropes yet again. Now going to look for the pinfall attempt here. No, instead driving the knee into the canvas. And Willow now going to go for a huge victory here. No, a kick to the midsection though from Jackson. Springboard back elbow countered by Willow. And now Statlander to the inside. Picks up Jakara Jackson for a crunchy for the third time in this match. Pinfall now 1, 2, and 3. Statingale successfully defend their championships. You see Lash Legend just now recovering on the outside, realizing the conclusion of this match and what a championship defense it was for Statingale, the current NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, and in 1 week's time will be the longest reigning in Universe Mode history of the three champions that we've ever had. I guess 6 if you consider each individual. These two, the winningest and the most successful here in Universe Mode this year, continue to do so. Thank you for joining me for part 1. Don't forget to check out part 2 and part 3 of NXT Deliver Sunday, Stand and Deliver weekend for this Just In's Universe Mode.